God first. This is the reason why I call upon Dr. Abbott to offer a word of prayer.
Check. A very good morning to one and all. Shall we rise up so that we can invite? We are praying. Eternal Father in heaven, we are thankful and grateful for the gift of life. We've seen your faithfulness this morning. And Lord, we invite you into our affairs of the day. We pray for health and strength. And as we do our conversations, Lord, may they be able to empower us to change lives, especially from the grassroots levels of the cooperatives. Bless one and all, and may your name be glorified. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
A round of applause to Dr. Abbott. Thank you so much, Dr. Abbott, for this word of prayer, for calling upon the powerful one to be with us today. Day one of the International Conference on Business, Management and Innovation, hosted by UNIRAC and partners, successfully set the tone for 2 days of rich dialogue and knowledge sharing under the theme Building Cooperatives Resilience, Strengthening Capacity Building, Innovation, Inclusiveness, and Sustainability. No doubt, day one was a wonderful time also for networking and engagement. I have someone with me, someone who will remind us, who will refresh our mind on day one's experience, but also we will be doing justice to those who could not make it yesterday. So allow me to call upon Dr. Nje for day one recap. A round of applause to welcome Dr. Nje.
Thank you, Denise, for this opportunity. If I can just make a little bit of correction, it is not Dr. Nje, it is Dr. Minje, Richard. Or to just make it simple, Dr. Richard, that will be enough. If you want to be more of a Gen Z, you can say Dr. Rich. So, good morning, distinguished guests and dear conference participants. I have a pleasure to be here, and I was honored to be the one providing a little bit or a summary of the recapitulation of what happened yesterday. If I can remind, this conference is an international conference, the second one on business management and innovation, and the theme is building cooperative resilience, strengthening capacity building, innovation, inclusiveness, and sustainability. Our yesterday conference commenced with an inspiring welcoming message that was provided by the Vice Chancellor of UNILAC, Professor Ngamije Jean, and in his speech, he reaffirmed UNILAC's unwavering commitment to advancing cooperative resilience through research, training, collaborative platform like this conference. And his word set a strong foundation of our 2 days conference and dialogue on building more resilient and sustainable cooperatives. After that, we were honored to receive some greetings from Dr. Olivier Mukurira, who is from RISEM, the Rwanda Institute of Cooperative Entrepreneurship and Microfinance, and he emphasized critical importance of strengthening leadership and governance into cooperative issues as a foundation of cooperative resilience. His message underscored that strong governance structure are not optional, but essential for cooperative sustainability. And after this, we had different keynote speeches For instance, we had a keynote speech from Mr. Jackson Rwikiriza, the Executive Director of the Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda, and he urged recommitting to building a cooperative movement that is resilient, forward-thinking, and capable of delivering long-term impact for our community. We also had a keynote speech from Professor Gabriel Schaffer from the Kempten University of Applied Science, Germany, who brought a journey from having capacity to becoming truly resilient. And we also had some additional speakers who contributed diverse viewpoints on what makes cooperative truly resilient in today's dynamic economic environment. And our conference also showcased approaches to cooperative development. We had some plenary session whereby Mr. Vedast Uihanganye showed us a practical experience of his research, whereby he presented a groundbreaking work on the application of machine learning integrated with IoT, Internet of Things, technology to simulate suitable soil condition to diverse crops. This technology innovation demonstrated how cooperative can leverage modern tools to optimize agricultural productivity. After that, we also learned about the Uplift program that is being implemented by UNILAC, and this one has been presented by Dr. Mupenzi Christophe, who is the Dean of the Faculty of Environmental Studies. And in his presentation, he made a compelling call for the creation of more agricultural cooperatives to enhance food security and keep improving the household welfare. Then we had a time to be in a parallel session whereby different platforms for rigorous academic discourse were given and various research articles were successfully presented. These sessions allowed participation to delve deeper into specific aspects of cooperative management, innovation, and sustainability, which foster rich scholarly exchanges. In the panel discussion, we also had a session whereby different people from industry, from academia, did a panel discussion and discussed various topics. And one of the highlights of this day one conference was the dynamic panel discussion featuring different, we had policymakers, cooperative leaders, and different researchers, and different questions have been raised, and all the questions have been answered successfully. One of the questions was such as the role of microfinance institutions in bringing youth and women into the cooperative movement. We also had questions related to the legal framework governing cooperatives and its impact on their operation. Another question that was answered was the role of higher learning institutions in promoting cooperative development and education. We also had a chance to hear about the challenges that many cooperatives are facing. Then finally, we had the pleasure to listen about the African cooperative collaboration through transboundary relations and how we can move forward together as a continent to keep achieving the needed sustainability. All of these discussions were particularly valuable as they bridge the gap between theory, practices, and policy, then the implementation. The day concluded on an inspiring note with the sharing of successful stories that have been provided by different members of cooperatives. And these real-world examples demonstrated that with proper leadership, governance, innovation, and commitment, cooperatives can indeed achieve remarkable resilience and the needed sustainability. So yesterday's session led on solid foundation that highlighted the importance of capacity building, innovation, inclusiveness, and sustainability in cooperative development. So today, as we continue our dialogue, I call upon everyone, let us build upon these insights that we received yesterday and work together toward actionable strategies that will strengthen our cooperative for the future. Thank you for your attention. I wish us all a productive day to enjoy your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ritchie. Another round of applause to Dr. Ritchie for a good summary of yesterday's experience. If we go ahead with the item on the agenda, there is something I have realized is that when it comes to selecting speakers of the conference, really the minds behind the preparation of the conference have good taste. Today, we are privileged to hear from two outstanding speakers. These two speakers will be sharing again their insights on the theme of the conference, building cooperatives, resilience, strengthening capacity building, innovation, inclusiveness, and sustainability. After the first presentation or first presenter, we will have a short question answer where we will take 2 to 3 questions. So our first keynote speaker is Mr. Jackson Kwikiriza. He's the director of Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda, AMIL. Mr. Jackson Kwikiriza has over 15 years of experience in cooperative development and rural finance, project planning and management, institutional strengthening through training, coaching, and technical assistance, as well as governance and leadership. Mr. Jackson holds a bachelor degree in education from Makerere University, Uganda, postgraduate diploma in project management, planning and management from Uganda Management and Planning, Uganda Management Institute, UMI, advanced diploma in cooperative management and planning from Nairobi University of Cooperatives, a diploma in agriculture cooperatives management and strengthening from Japan, Tokyo, and MBA management from Adventist University of Central Africa, Auka, in Rwanda. He is certified project management professional, PMP, from PMI in USA, and he is an author of Blessing in Disguise, Challenges Turned into Opportunities. He has worked with different local and international organizations such as IFC, World Bank Group, USAID, projects in rural development through financial inclusion and access to finance. He is a visiting lecturer at the University of Lay Adventist of Kigali in the Department of Economic Business. He is currently serving as Executive Director of AMIR. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Mr. Jackson Kwikiriza to deliver the keynote address.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Doctor, I want to doubt whether what you were reading is me, because that sounds too much. Sometimes you do things and you don't believe you have done them. And you keep looking for more. Because I consider myself as the least educated person on the globe. But when you hear what she's been reading, you want to believe this person has been to school. Probably before I retaliate on my speech, I will highlight on some of the quotations cited by some of the high-ranking personnel, those still living and those not still there. One Nelson Mandela one time said, education is the only factor that can make the son of a miner become the head of the mining site. I repeat it. Education is the only factor that can make the son of the miner become the head of the mine. Mine is the mining field. So the only way that can make you head that mining field is education. Otherwise, I don't think you can find yourself there. Maybe that's why I wrote Blessing in Disguise, reflecting to where I have come from until I head that institution. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to be given this special opportunity to speak at this very important event, the International Conference on Business and Management and Innovation 2025. It's an honor. We have very many educated people. We have very many CEOs. We have very many that can speak and people listen and learn. So it is the glory, and I give glory to God, to have gotten this opportunity to say something to people gathered here from Rwanda, from the region, and beyond. Those listening online, it's my pleasure to give my message. Before I talk about this theme, I reiterate on the Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda, an institution called AMIR, and why AMIR is relevant in this workshop, and relevant when talking about that theme, building cooperatives, resilience, strengthening capacity building, innovation, and inclusiveness, but also bringing in the element of sustainability. Why do you think microfinance sector is very important? The Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda, AMIR, is an umbrella organization, or what we call sector association, of microfinance institutions in Rwanda that was created far back in 2007. By then, we had only 32 founding members. AMIR has grown for the last over 15 years from 32 founding members, and I highlighted that yesterday, to an outstanding number of 455 licensed MFIs and SACCOs. I just wanted to hear a round of applause because numbers never lie. Because the more you have numbers in terms of institutions established across the country, you are trying to say that the gap or the distance from a financial service provider to the target beneficiaries has been narrowed greatly. That's what it means. So, when we talk about these institutions, we are trying to refer to 416 Umurenge SACCOs, meaning in Rwanda, every administrative sector has a financial institution, at least one, called Umurenge SACCO across the country. We are talking about more than 18 non-Umurenge SACCO. We bring in the element of non-Umurenge SACCO to clearly draw a difference between that Umurenge SACCO model and the non-Umurenge SACCO, but they are all saving and credit cooperatives. So when we talk about non-Umurenge SACCO, for those coming from outside Rwanda, we are referring to these saving and credit cooperatives which are established depending on an economic sector. I will highlight an example. of, you have had a circle like Mwalimu Sacco. Most of the doctors here, most of the lecturers here, you know Mwalimu Sacco, one of the biggest circles we have in our country. We have a circle for the doctors. It is called Muganga Sacco for the practitioners in the health sector. And other circles in coffee, in tea, and other agriculture-related sectors. So we have that combination of the saving and credit cooperative. But apart from that, we have what we call microfinance limited companies. So a combination of that, as licensed by the central bank, make a total of 455 institutions. As we speak, we have a new setup called the district circle. We have a program in our country that before the end of this government, the one that we have, the 5-year plan, we must have established 30 district circles and 1 cooperative bank. So as we speak, the consolidation program, we call it consolidation or what we call merging. The consolidation program has started. We now have 13 fully functional district circles across the country. By the end of first quarter next year, 2026, we shall have all the district circles fully functional with core banking systems and serving clients. That will increase the number because those institutions will remain as branches, fully serving the clients in those areas, but having a relatively bigger institution called the district circle across the country. All that is done to ensure we improve services, we create products aimed at serving our cooperatives and making them sustainable. Because we have cooperatives, for example, Nende, those who know Nende in Eastern Province, a cooperative that will need even more than $1 billion loan. Will the circle give that? I don't think they can. So you need a bigger financial institution to be able to attend to small institutions, but at the same time attend to bigger cooperatives so they can be able to go through the entire value chain of what they are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, today, AMIR represents nearly, beyond even this percentage we see here, because I don't see, by the time we came up with this speech, there is no financial institution in Rwanda that is not a member of AMIR. So we nearly represent 100% of the financial institutions in Rwanda. So whatever we say, we speak on behalf of the entire microfinance ecosystem in Rwanda. I need to reiterate this, and my fellow members in-house, team from AMIR, I just want you to liaise with the team from INRAC, and you share this report if they don't have, because this is a very, very important report. And I just want to request you, I don't know whether Juliet is around. Is not, yeah, JP, you are around. Please make sure you share Finiscope survey reports from 2008 to 2024, so that this institution and the partners have a trajectory or have the access to finance and financial inclusion in Rwanda has moved. So, according to Finiscope survey 2024, rather 2008, it indicated that only 21% of the adult population had access to finance. I will not talk about how we have moved. I will compare this with the recent 2024 that indicated that 96% of the adult population had access to finance. So you can imagine, from 21% to 96% access to finance. What contributed to this? What contributed to this, and remember this yesterday when I was here, I told you when I went to Kenya, 2011, those were around 3 years when SACCOs had just been established. We were around 21%. With the establishment of Murenge SACCOs and other SACCOs and more MFIs, digitalization program, access to finance has skyrocketed to 96% as per the Finiscope survey that we conduct every 4 years in Rwanda. What does that mean? Fellow cooperators in the house, practitioners in the market, lecturers, dear doctors. When you dive deep in that report, you will find that access to finance is 96, but usage and uptake of financial services is below 50%. And what we want as per the SIM, we want to ensure we have innovations, we have inclusiveness, but we also have sustainability. How can we have sustainability when people are not saving, when people are not borrowing, and when people are not enjoying the services these financial institutions are providing? Therefore, our agenda as the Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda, with all partners that we work with, including UNLAC, is to embark on accelerating the usage and uptake of financial services in these financial institutions. That's when we can strike a balance between access and usage, because it is only usage that will bring sustainability and inclusivity. And the only way we can do that, ladies and gentlemen, is to accelerate technology and digital financial services in our country, so that a cooperative is able to apply, get a loan, without necessarily moving kilometers and kilometers to get a service from a financial institution, or spending little to get little, or spending the little time you have to go and get a service. We need to accelerate digital financial services so that we reduce time, energy, and resources. I also want to say that one of the major drivers of the progress that has been the modernization and professionalization of the microfinance sector in Rwanda. We do this quite often. We conduct trainings, we develop products, we work with different development partners, we accelerate internship for students in this program. So everything we do is aimed at, of course, accelerating inclusivity. Do we have programs that target youth? Do we have programs that target people with disabilities? Do we have programs that target people in the refugees and the host communities? How about women? How about SMEs and MSMEs and cooperatives? So we try to support our member institutions, develop what we call tailored products, depending on the segmentations of the clients that they have. So, working with the government of Rwanda, a core banking system that is shared. And yesterday, I said we have some key elements in Rwanda you will never find anywhere. If there is anyone here in this house that can tell us there is any country where they have a shared core banking system serving all the circles in the country, stand up and testify. You can only find that in Rwanda. And we want to make sure we make it as good as possible so that we can always be a role model for others to grow, because we have grown because we have learned from other people. Thank you. We learn, we work, we make mistakes, we improve, we go forward. That's our model. So, therefore, now AMIR, the Association of Microfinance Institutions, hand in hand with the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, we are working intensively. I already highlighted on this. We are working intensively, day and night, to establish, through the consolidation program, the district circles, a program that has already started. AMIR is mainly focused on the part of professionalization by contributing on the recruitment of key and competent employees that will work in the district circles. AMIR is actively pushing, pursuing a range of strategic activities to enhance financial sustainability and access to finance that already highlighted on this. When it comes to financial education and literacy, trainings, technical assistance, coaching, and institutional strengthening, we make sure we are leading, supporting our institutions. Because we know once they are capable, then we have strengthened supply. And once supply is strengthened, then we embark on demand. so that at the end of the day, we are at a point of equilibrium. Therefore, as we speak, we have already an ongoing collaboration between AMIR and INLAC. We signed an MOU, and our MOU is intentional. We don't play around that MOU. That's why we have to make sure we give a clear message in this conference. That's why we are ready to receive students from INLAC to do internship, either at AMIR, Secretariat, or our member institutions. We are ready for that. We are ready to do a joint research in the sector. We have problems in the sector. We need to do research and inform policymakers, inform development partners, so they can make informed decisions while planning, so that we can do with the leadership of INLAC and do research in different areas. We are ready to work together to develop different training materials, and we are ready to do a linkage between the demand and supply. Because INLAC is very strong when it comes to reaching out to cooperatives, training them and supporting them, so we must be ready also to receive them and serve them, depending on their needs. Therefore, AMIR proudly joined recently. AMIR joined, it was a national event. AMIR joined more than 16 other stakeholders to sign what we call Women Entrepreneurs Finance Code. We call it the WE Code. It's a global initiative aimed at supporting women entrepreneurs across the world. So AMIR was part of the signatories that committed to supporting women entrepreneurs, MSMEs and SMEs, and cooperatives to get access to get loans and create business for themselves and create jobs for others. This can only be done if we strongly collaborate with INLAC and other players in the market to ensure women have skills, have appetite, and a mind change, a mind shift, so they can believe they can also get loans, they can do business, they can employ themselves and employ others. So AMIR is ready for that. We now have 2 projects. One, our colleague from Wamagana yesterday mentioned about that, called Kataza, that is looking to employ more than 53,000 women in more than 15 districts in our country. And that is going to be done in only 3 years. We have another program called SERVE, looking at employing more than 80,000 women. We are already implementing a 5-year program in more than 10 institutions across the country. We have different initiatives, and what we are looking forward for to ensure cooperatives, inclusivity, that's why we talk about men, rather women, we talk about youth. I should not apologize for having mentioned the men. Did you hear what I said? Men, I said men, then I'm sorry. We also know that once women are empowered, we are also empowered. So I should not begin with the men. Empower women, you have empowered men. There is no question about that. So we are ready for that. And the only way we can do this, yesterday I talked about what we are trying to do to ensure digital penetration in the country. Access to finance, financial inclusion, real-time and seamless. So we are working on an initiative of what we call shared agents banking for microfinance. It's a program that we call ZOSE. ZOSE is a Kinyarwanda word meaning all microfinance institutions will have what we call agents across the country. And the reason we want to come up with this, we don't want any cooperative member, any member of a financial institution to regret why he's working with Sacco X in Rusizi, not Sacco Y in Musanze or in Burera. We want you to get a service wherever you are, deposit, withdraw, and transfer money. So we have this initiative, and at the end of it all, cooperatives will benefit from this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take much time. What we are doing it aimed at accelerating inclusivity. In all the initiatives, all the co-creations that we do, all the programs that we do, we make sure all segments of the population are taken care of. That's why we have come up with an initiative that attracts people from all over the world. It is called the Microfinance Technology Summit that we host every year. It's an initiative that we started in 2023. 2023, 2024, it was hosted here at the Kigali Convention Center, where we bring different fintechs from all over to come and show us what they can do to ensure there is accelerated digital penetration in our country. So we do that. This year we conducted it in Zimbabwe. And next year we are looking forward to doing it. I don't know whether we have some people from Tanzania here. You have some people from Tanzania? We are already at an advanced stage of negotiating with the government of Tanzania. We had a meeting with the Reserve Bank of Tanzania, the Bank of Tanzania, and we are discussing with SCART, if you know SCART. We are discussing with TAMFI, if you know TAMFI. We want to bring service from Rwanda, product made in Rwanda. We export it, we bring it to Dar es Salaam, so that cooperatives, both financial and non-financial cooperatives, can see what we discuss. Because we already have fintechs here that are serving cooperatives, digitalizing village saving and lending groups. So we do all this aimed at creating diverse products and services that will reach out to cooperatives and they become inclusive and sustainable. As I conclude, I just want to ask everyone around here and those who are following us online that we need to do the following to ensure our theme is a reality. There is no way we can achieve inclusivity and sustainability once we don't have capable, competent, qualified people with the right attitude, well-trained and available in the market. That's why I commend the work done by INLAC in training a pool of cooperators, human resource capital, that will transform the cooperative movement in our country. I don't know why my colleague is not here. We have one of the students from INLAC. He's one of the best employees we have in the organization. I don't know why Juliet is not here. So we need that pool of resources, competent, that will transform the cooperative movement. We need to embrace digital transformation from core banking systems that are multi-tenant to different digital financial services, to policy-related technology, regulation-related technology, mechanisms to transfer or mitigate what we call cybersecurity. We must be prepared for that. We need to ensure that women, youth, and marginalized communities are not left behind. That's why all our innovations at the association, all segments of the population, we take care of them, because we know what it means when it comes to inclusivity. Therefore, this theme is not merely a paper or an aspiration. It is a strategic imperative for resilient economic and inclusive growth. This theme, very, very important for everyone to keep reflecting, not even today or for the 2 days, but even going forward. Keep reflecting on this. The International Conference on Business, this conference is a very important one, as I highlighted, and therefore I want to commend the leadership of INLAC, dear DVC, and all the team that you work with to always organize the same, and want to commit that Amir will always be there with you. Technically and financially, we'll always be there. What we need to do, my friend, Dr. Christine, what we need to do, planning ahead. Planning ahead. Planning ahead. In our institutions, we have what we call procedure manuals. You design them, they tie you. You design them, you don't go aside. No, you stick to those institutions. One of the friends I like, Dr. David Oyedepo, one of the renowned speakers and pastor in Nigeria, he said planning is winning as breathing is living. Planning is winning, so as breathing is living. Do we have anyone from Nigeria here? No one. Send my greetings those who are following online to Dr. Oyedepo, because I learned from him. So I just want to commend you, looking at the work that you are doing here and the achievement and the impact of this, that we continue doing this at a more extended way. We have different areas, from cooperative movement to climate change to technology to research, different areas. Amir is ready for that, to partner with you in terms of mobilizing resources, in terms of awareness, in terms of technical assistance, and in terms of financial support. I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity and for listening to me. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson, for the inspiring presentation. So if you allow me, we will take 2 to 3 short questions. Maybe your good presentation has raised some questions, so it's time for the audience to put up some questions. You can on your mic.
Yeah, murakoze.
Utangire wibwira abandi.
Amazina yanjye ni Twavugimana Justin. Naturutse Rwamagana, ndi umuyobozi wa koperative dusa n'ubuzima bujyujyu. Ikibazo ngize mbaza umuyobozi Amieri yatubwiye ko mufite target cyangwa intego yo kugira ngo mwe mwateza amakoperative. Ese ni yihe ntego mufite kuba mwafasha amakoperative yo mu cyaro? Ese hari budget muteganyiriza kuba mwabafasha abo ngabo kugira ngo bazamuke bave ku rwego? Watubwiye kuri sako, watubwiye koperative zifite imbaraga. Ese izo zo hasi hari icyo mwabashe kuziteganyiriza? Murakoze cyane.
Ya arakoze cyane, banze nisegure rwose ku buyobozi. Ntabwo ndi butinde cyane uko rwose hari urundi banze, ariko abajije ikibazo cyiza. Reka manze nanjye ubusobanuro hano. Ubundi twebwe duhagarariye ibigo by'imari. Ni ukuvuga ngo ubu mu Rwanda hari ibigo navuga bibiri. Kimwe gihagarariye amakoperative ariko y'imari, ikindi kigahagararira amakoperative atarayimari. Niba mujya mu cyumba cyitwa NCCR, National Cooperative Confederation of Rwanda, nuba mu cyo kireba amakoperative ari yandi. Twebwe rero icyo dukora cyane ni ukureba ko ya makoperative y'imari afite ibisabwa byose kugira ngo ashobore gufasha ya makoperative atarayimari. Ako kantu sinzi niba kumvikanye neza. Ese aya makoperative y'imari, aya sako, afite amafaranga ahagije ku buryo koperative y'ibigori niza gusaba inguzanyo bari bafite ayo mafaranga ngo bayatange? Icyo kintu kirashoboka. Ese aya makoperative afite abakozi bahagije bo kwiga ku nguzanyo bakaba bazitanga neza bakanishyuza? Ese ibi bigo bifite ikoranabuhanga ryashobora gukora ako kazi? Ukabanza ukubaka ayo ngayo, mu cyongereza tubyita supply. Ukabanza ukubaka aho ngaho, noneho wasoza aho ngaho ukavuga utari kuko n'abari abakiriya dushaka kuzana nabo bakeneye ubumenyi. Nishubije icyo babajije rero, mu by'ukuri turabikora. Njya ngo numvishe niba waturutse Rwamagana. Ni mu karere ka Rwamagana? Yego. Ni ukuvuga ngo mu karere ka Rwamagana dufitemo imishinga. Aho hantu imishinga ikorera sinshobora kwibuka neza imirenge ko ntago ari imirenge yose. Ayo makoperative bari aho ngaho ari bukorane n'iyi sako mu byo dushaka kugeraho kuko usanga yenda dushaka ibishyimbo, ibigori, urusenda, yenda n'umuceri n'urugero. Ayo makoperative arimo aho ngaho niyo tuza tukegera, noneho nayo tukayahugura, tukayigisha uko bacunga umutungo, uko bubuza ibitabo by'icungamutungo, uko bandika, uko basaba inguzanyo, uko bategura umushinga bijyanye n'abandi bantu tuba dukorana nabo. Tukatuma twamara kubona bamaze kumera neza rwose bashobora gufata inguzanyo, tukabahuza, mu cyongereza tubyita linkage. Tukaguhuza na cya kigo cy'imari, twakubwira dore hari ikigo cy'imari aha ngaha cyiteguye gukorana nawe, vayo ujyeyo ufunguze yo konte baguha inguzanyo utangire witeze imbere. Ni nabyo hari abandikaga byitwa capacity building, innovation, capacity building ni ukubahugura, innovation ni uko wateguye cya kigo cy'imari gifite za service uri buze kuza ugakuraho amafaranga. Inclusivity ni cya kintu ibyo bakora, harimo abadamu, harimo urubyiruko, abo bantu bose. Impamvu dushaka ko bataguha amafaranga mu ntoki yavuye ahantu ukayakura mu kigo, turashaka ko bibi bintu birambye, uyishyura ugasubirayo, ukayishyura ugasubirayo, ukayishyura ugasubirayo, nibyo twita sustainability. Ibyo rero turabikora, dushaka kugera kuri bose, ko natwe nta mafaranga tuvana mu baterankunga, ariko tugenda tubikora buhoro 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 buhoro.
Urakoze cyane.
Okay, excuse me, I have a question. My name is Abu B. Sharif. I'm a student at UNILAC, international student from Liberia. Thank you so much for the presentation, but I have a question. You said in your explanation that there's a MOU that has been signed with AMIN and that of UNILAC. I want to know at which level students will be considered for such internship or training, and how can they apply for such opportunity? Because I'm asking this question, I'm very interested in such training, and so, thank you.
Which year are you?
Level 3.
Level 3?
Yes.
Undergraduate?
Yes.
Undergraduate?
Yes, undergraduate.
Once you are ready for internship, just get what it takes from the university and you come, we will give you internship in our organization. I can answer that. Just get what it takes, come, I will give you internship. That is academic internship. Secondly, the leadership of INLAC, they have a right to write to our organization and say, we have the following students. They need attachment. They need academic internship. Kindly help us and host them. We will reply and tell them, you need a space for 10 students, but we can accommodate 5. So that is very clear. And they know that. So we are ready and we committed to do that.
Thank you. My name is Jandora Peshimwargira. I had 2 questions. First, you end up your representation with encouraging youth, women, or people with disability to participate in cooperative resilience. I want to ask you, what is the motivation, or what is the innovation you are implementing so that those youth, those people with disabilities will be seeing the benefits they will be getting from that one? So the second question, I was going to ask you, many youth people or women, they go the discouragement because of the mistakes that are taking place in some cooperatives by management or by the misreading. So we're asking what are some advices you can give so that we can achieve the inclusiveness.
I think it's very clear.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
Thank you.
The second one, it is a shared responsibility. Not Amir, not NLAC, not Nyanza district, not Rwamagana, not. It's a shared responsibility. Once you are scared, that is a common practice. Once you get scared because other people have not benefited, you will never get anywhere. In life, you model it. You look for the solution yourself. So I think the only way is what we have been discussing. It is to strengthen these cooperatives. Train them, give them the requirements in terms of bookkeeping, how you receive money, the sales, how you document all the transactions. Give them technology so that every transaction is tracked and monitored and evaluated what is happening. Make sure that the cooperative has good leadership and governance. So it's all about building the cooperative to the extent that it is a model. In Rwanda, by the way, we have cooperatives that are role models. We have cooperatives that are not performing well. I think you had a submission from the person from Nyanza. So we have some, so what we do, we get the best performing cooperatives, they become a role model to those that are still struggling. So for women who are scared about that, it's all about public awareness, it's all about training them, it's all about encouraging them, it's all about helping them solve those problems in the cooperatives, and then they continue working like other people. Otherwise, problems will always be there. Our role is to solve those problems. Otherwise, we are not living in paradise. We are living in a world where you think you have solved the problems, they come in a different format. So that one is, we will still continue working and helping them. For people with disability, what we do is to make sure we have products tailored for them, direct. For example, we reduce interest rate for them. For example, we put them in a group and they don't bring collateral. Because sometimes you get a loan because you have provided collateral. So we say, no, for people with disability, youth, they just be together in a cooperative. That is a security for us. Give them a loan. For example, we come up with technology that helps them. So we are working on that. So what we do, we assess their challenges and then develop products based on that. And actually we have programs that work on that. Yeah. So I think, Dr.
Thank you so much. So another round of applause to Sir for the insightful talk and the way he has answered to our questions. Sir, you understand that participants are eager to learn always from you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will have to ask the DVC to see you off as you depart. Yeah, so I'd love really to recognize the presence of the Vice Mayor of Economic Affairs of Rwamagana District, who is with us today, Mr. Kagabo Richard. Please wave the congregation. Thank you so much. As I promised you, we have two keynote speakers. The second keynote speaker would be done virtually. We have with us someone who is really a resourceful person, someone who has got a huge experience in this domain of cooperative and cooperative movement. We will hear virtually, of course, a keynote speech from Mr. Cyrus K. Mayer. Cyrus K. Mayer is an executive chairperson of AfriCoop. AfriCoop is the Africa Cooperative Consortium. If the tech team is ready, they can connect us with Sir Cyrus.
Mr. Silas, open the mic.
As he gets ready, as they get...
morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
You can hear me?
Yes, yes, sir, we can hear you.
Maybe Dr. Martin, you can mute your mic. I think I have that echo coming from your side.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Timothy B. Sakaya. I am the president and head of secretariat for the Africa Cooperative Consortium, and I will be giving a keynote speech on behalf of Silas Amayo, our executive chairperson, who by unavoidable circumstances, he won't be able to address us this morning. However, he sent his greetings to the team at UNLAC and other operating partners. Akisema hamjamboni na asante sana for organizing this conference year in, year out, making sure that we come together to share ideas and evidences on how we are able to build a prosperous cooperative movement for the community. Presentation will based on reimagining cooperative resilience in the digital and climate era, harnessing innovation, inclusive capacity building, and sustainable model for future ready societies. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa and beyond, cooperatives remain the engines of transformation. They are empowering communities, they are creating employment, reducing inequalities, and creating spaces for democratic governance. Yet today, cooperatives stand at a crossroads. Climate change, technological disruption, demographic shifts, and in terms of demographic shifts, I think we're all aware of what's happening with the Gen Z uprising. Last year it was in Nairobi, a few weeks ago it was in Nepal and Indonesia, and of course just last week it was in Malawi with the transition in terms of the political leadership. The global economic brutality are all tests, all tests the foundation of our movement. The question is not whether cooperatives will survive, but whether they will adapt and be able to thrive in this changing environment. Our response must be bold must be cooperatives, not as realistic, or not as relics of the past, but as dynamic vehicles of our sustainable future. Climate change has shifted from being a distant challenge to an everyday reality. The other day, we were talking about floods in South Africa, prolonged droughts in the whole of Africa, and we are asking ourselves, what role can cooperatives play, especially in reimagining our farming systems, reimagining our agribusiness systems, so that we are not left to bear the brand which we face every single day. At the same time, digital transformation is redrawing the map of opportunity. Jackson talked about fintechs, e-commerce. Today we are talking about AI, blockchains, and how they are shaping production, marketing, and governance structures. The cooperative movement cannot afford to remain behind. We must move from business as usual to business unusual. By embracing climate smart agriculture, renewable energy, circular economy practices, and digital platforms, cooperatives can become laboratories for resilience, where tradition and innovation are not contradiction, but rather complement each other for us to be able to build a movement that is forward-looking. Innovation is not only about adopting technology, it's about cultivating mindsets. We need to imagine cooperative education, training, and capacity building so that we are inclusive, digital fast, and digital ready. At the same time, we must remain future oriented. Women and youth must be placed at the center, not as the periphery of cooperative transformation, but rather as drivers of the same transformation. And I think Jackson was heavy on this, stating how we can actually be able to put the youth at the center of this. Of course, pointing out that if we empower one woman, we have empowered the man and the whole homestead. However, in the spirit of equality and equity, let's empower both the man and the woman so that we can create the empowerment that we are all looking for. The Africa Cooperative Consortium has witnessed how digital learning platform, online governance tools, and mobile financial solutions are shaping the capacity of smallholder cooperatives. But inclusion must go hand in hand with innovation. When women and young people are empowered to lead, cooperatives gain fresh energy, they gain creativity and sustainability. And as you are all aware, today we are talking about attractive, appealing cooperative models like the platform cooperatives, worker cooperative models, that they are able to attract young people so that once they're able to come together, they can actually mobilize their own resources and their own energy to build societies and social enterprises that feels attractive to them, and they're able to use that to in terms of growing and building their own sustainable livelihoods. The cooperative business model offers us a unique proposition, balancing profit with purpose, efficiency with equity, and growth with solidarity. Yet sustainability demands more than vision. It requires us practical models that work. We must therefore, one, strengthen governance and accountability in our cooperative institutions. And as we strengthen governance and accountability in our cooperatives, I will emphasize on inclusive governance. Are the young people on the table? Are women on the table? Are the men on the same table? Like what Jackson was pointing out earlier. Because if we are supposed to strengthen inclusive governance systems where everyone feels heard and participates in day-to-day activities, we are going to build sustainable enterprises, invest financial literacy and risk management frameworks to withstand shocks. And again, Jackson asked a question on whether there is a core banking system for SACCOs. that we know in any country, and I almost say that I know not just one, but there are so many shared of them. Perhaps we invite you to benchmark in Nairobi, and you will come across one that is serving 79 circles under the leadership of Sasra as our regulator. So as we invest in financial literacy and risk management frameworks to withstand these shocks, we must also build multi-stakeholder partnerships. Are we able to link governments, the private sector, academia, and the civil society to work together to champion for this shared prosperity? Champion cooperative policy integration at both the national level and the regional development agenda, revisiting the priority areas by UNECA Sustainable Development Goals. And by doing so, we ensure that cooperatives are not marginalized, but mainstreams and legitimate actors in Africa's socio-economic transformation. Colleagues, Africa's greatest wealth is not only in its resources, but its people and their spirit of solidarity. Our ancestors built systems of collective responsibility, Harambe, Ubuntu, Ujamaa. These philosophies resonate deeply with the cooperative values of self-help, self-responsibility, solidarity, and all of us, of course, remembering the cooperative principles of democratic governance, to be able to come together to build systems that will work for us. Today, world over, everyone is talking about polycentric systems and how polycentric governance systems actually can be at the center of transforming our socio-economic well-being. In the face of climate stress and digital disruption, let us tap in this heritage while embracing opportunities of the future. Cooperative movement rooted in African values must be oriented towards global opportunities. It's the kind of resilience, the future-ready system that we must build for Africa. As we deliberate over the next, during this conference, let us commit ourselves, one, to reimagine the cooperative innovation. Can we put digital transformation at the center of our movement? Reinforce inclusivity by championing youth and women leadership, reinvest in cooperative education, research and digital capacity, and reposition cooperatives as central players in climate and digital economy. This is not only our responsibility to present, but our legacy to future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, we can no longer afford to speak of the cooperative movement in the past tense. Permit me at this juncture to present this quote that a nation that empowers its cooperative is a nation that plants the seed of shared prosperity, where policy breeds cooperatives rise, where governance leads, communities will thrive, and where innovation and inclusivity permeates, livelihood sustains. Together, let's write a story that we will live to tell, that indeed Africa one day came together to build a system that can work for it. I thank you for your attention and salute all of you for your enduring spirit of cooperative solidarity. Mura Konse, asanteni sana, and thank you. And before I leave, allow me to invite all of you to the Africa Convention of Social and Economic Well-Being, which will actually be held here in Kigali between the 7th and 12th of June 2026 at the Radisson Blue Hotel and Convention Center. I know UNLAC, we are looking forward to working together, and therefore this is an opportunity to invite all of us to be part of that continental event that is coming up in June of 2026. Thank you so much, and I wish you a successful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I don't know if he's hearing me. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for the good presentation. It was indeed inspiring. We need to all write the story we will live to tell. It was a beautiful presentation, but before you leave the line, we'd like to take some questions from the participants, and we will love you to answer them. So participants, if you have 2, 3 questions to put to him. Please bring them out. Okay, this is a sign that you have fully understood what he has shared with you, that we need to reimagining cooperative resilience in this digital and climate era. And we have to dream, and dream big, about bringing out the innovation, inclusive capacity building, and sustainable models for future-ready societies. So, another round of applause for the last presenter. Before I retire for this session, I'd like to announce that after these keynote speeches, we will go for tea break. But before that, I would love to present the moderators of the second session, which is parallel sessions, where we will be presenting papers. I would love to show you who will be reading the second sessions. As they get ready to show us the papers which will be presented today in the respective rooms, I would love to call upon Dr. Muhire. Yeah, he's there. He will be one of the moderators of the parallel sessions. We will be also having Dr. Mary. She's there. Yeah, she will be reading another session. We will have also Dr. Jonathan. Dr. Jonathan, he's there. These are the people who will be reading the following session. So there would be 3 parallel sessions. One session will be in this main hall. Other sessions will be downstairs. There are 2 rooms. And they are going to show us the papers which will be presented. And you will go through and see which one is of your interest. And you will join the room where that paper will be presented. Can you put it on? Yes. Okay, as I already informed you, there will be session A and B. Session A will be in this main hall, where 2 papers will be presented. The paper from Paul and Angelina Lucas, and the paper from John Deng, Stephen Kanani, and Mary. In the parallel sessions down there, there will be a paper from Abbott and Dr. Shweta. In another room, there will be another paper from Mary Mbugwa. I think it is correct. It is correct. We have 2 Marys. That is the reason why I was confused. Yeah. So the first Mary, who will be moderating also the first session, will be presenting her paper also here. And another, Mary Mbugwa, will be presenting her paper in the other downward room. So this, all for now, let's stand up and enjoy the tea which has been prepared to gain energy to participate into those presentations. For now, I thank you so much. Tea is served in the main hall where we took it yesterday. Panel presentations, we will be having 2 to 3 papers presentation in this room. So thank you. So I call upon Dr. Mary Mwangechi Gitinji to moderate this session. Please join hands for Dr. Mary.
So good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'd like to welcome you to this session, Session A, in this conference whose theme is strengthening capacity building, innovation, inclusiveness, and sustainability. My name is Dr. Mary Githinji from St. Paul's University, Kenya, and I am delighted to be here to be a co-moderator with Dr. Denise for this session. Before the break, we had two able speakers, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Timothy from Kenya and from Amir. There are some key takeaway things that we heard from them. And one of the things that I took away with me is that we could have cooperatives that have done so much to adhere to the fact that they will create access to financial services by creating products for their customers. But one of the biggest problems is utilization of those funds. You can imagine that we have products, but we do not have full utilization of those funds. Another takeaway that I took home, or I'm still here, I'm not home, is that SACCOs should be the vehicles for the future, in relations to climate change and financial innovation, the uptake of technologies such as blockchain technology to advance the usage of the financial services that are given by these cooperatives. So if you ask me what is it that I know, I have learned so much in this conference, and I will be a better person when I go back to my country, Kenya. So today we're going to have 2 presentations lined up for this session, and each presenter will have at least 10 to 15 minutes to present, and followed by questions and answers. So without further delay, we'd like to introduce the first speaker, Pauline Paul and Angelina Lucas, who will be presenting on influencing factors, stroke determinants for usage of digital technologies among agricultural and marketing cooperative societies in Tabora region, Tanzania. Let us clap for him as he comes. You're very welcome.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, as I said from the moderator, my name is Dr. Pauline Paul from Kizumbi Institute of Cooperative and Business Education, the institute which is under Moshi Cooperative University in Tanzania. I'm here to present the determinants for the usage of digital technologies among agricultural cooperative societies, a case study of Tabora region in Tanzania. Based on the theme to this conference. Everyone, when was coming here, was talking about digital transformation. So my study was based on to determine what factors determine the usage of the digital platforms among agricultural cooperative societies. Before I go in deep, digital transformation among credit cooperative societies or financial cooperative societies, to some extent, they have adapted and they are using it well, compared to the agricultural cooperative societies, which are to some extent still behind on adapting and using the digital technologies. So the digital transformation, as I've said, it is rapidly reshaping how institutions operate across the global. And the Tanzania government has made a strategic effort to modernize the operations of the agricultural marketing cooperative societies. Initiatives in this digital transformation, the cooperative sector has been increasingly recognizing as a means of enhancing productivity, transparency, and efficient service delivery among agricultural marketing cooperative societies. So this digital system, what we call Cooperative Supervision Management Information System, in Kiswahili we call mfumo wa usimamizi vyama vya ushirika. This is a digital transform, the CSMIC, the MOVE system, which have been introduced by the cooperative management institution in Tanzania to ensure that all agricultural marketing cooperative societies and other cooperative societies, they use this digital platform. So this is the platform that will be used to manage and to supervise all cooperative societies in Tanzania. So such a digital platform aims to digitalize record keeping, financial oversight, supervising and managing the operations of all cooperative societies in the country digitally. So historically, most of these agricultural cooperative societies, they have been using the paperwork. Everything has been conducted through paperwork. Once you want to go to the cooperative society to mount, even to know number of members, you have to travel physically there. To know how many have they produced. Out of that, how many have been paid, not yet paid, you have to go there physically. But now the government have introduced this digital platform to ensure that all operation under the agricultural marketing cooperative societies are supervised and managed by this digital system, which is called MOVE. So, as I've said, since its introduction, there is observed evidence on the effective usage of digital technologies among agricultural and marketing cooperative societies in Tanzania. However, there are some still disparities in the adoption and the usage of this digital system. And such kind of disparities, it have been caused by the broadband quality, the affordability, the digital skills among rural cooperative members. Also, they lack necessary devices or tools, training, and the motivation to use those digital systems effectively. So purposely, or specifically this study, it aimed to identify key factors determining the usage of digital system, that is MOVE, among agricultural marketing cooperative societies in Tabora region. And expected policy implication to these findings, the study aimed to provide evidence-based insight for policy and strategies implementation to enhance digital transformation among agricultural and marketing cooperative societies. So understanding these enablers or determinants and influencers to digital system usage is essential for designing effective intervention that can accelerate digital transformation and inclusivity to the cooperative subsector in Tanzania. As I have said that regardless of the growing recognition of the potentials of these digital systems to improve efficiency and management within the cooperative sector in Tanzania, but there is an even usage of the digital technologies among cooperative societies. Also, there is limited research that have been conducted specifically on the specific factors that influence actual usage of the digital technologies. But also the existing studies focus mostly to digital usage to other organizations rather than deepening to the agriculture and the marketing cooperative societies as one of the critical organs for socioeconomic development. So this study aimed to address some of those existing gaps. The methodology, it is a cross-sectional design that involved both the quantity and the qualitative, but the study area, it is in Tabora region, the one who have been Tanzania. Tabora region, it is one of the strategic region with production of tobacco and with a very growing of agricultural and marketing cooperative societies. And the region include both, it has those who have already adopted or those who are using these digital platforms, but also there are those who have not yet adopted, who are still on the paperwork. So the target population was comprised to leaders and the staff of the agricultural and the marketing cooperative societies. And we used 100 respondents who were chairpersons or board members, secretaries, accountants, to ensure that both managerial and the technical perspective were captured. Those are data collection tools. As I said, it was used survey as well as the structured checklist. Data was analyzed by using the binary logistic regression, and they were also later translated by using qualitative and quantitative insights. Study findings. Let's see the status of MOVE system usage among AMCOs. The MOVE system, as I said at the beginning, that is the digital platform that is used to supervise and manage all cooperative societies in Tanzania, particularly agricultural and marketing cooperative societies. So the study findings revealed that 33.4% of the surveyed agricultural and marketing cooperative societies in the region have adopted and are using that digital system for all of their operations. Hence, they are monitored by using that digital platform. However, 36.6% of the surveyed agricultural and marketing cooperative societies have not yet adopted, and they were not using the digital system based on their operations. So the study examined key influencing factors for usage of that digital system, and the output of the binary logistic regression, it is seen in the following table. As you see, the ones with the blue color, those variables, the digital literacy, the durable electricity supply, availability of technical support services, simplicity usage of the digital system, durable internet services, institution, and the frequent availability of the digital training were found to be positive and significantly influencing the usage of any digital technologies that are introduced in the agriculture and marketing cooperative societies. So, by discussing some few, for example, the institutional support. The institutional support of the government support that include the digital training, the financial assistance, the availability of the digital tools, policy backing that enforce the usage of the digital system, but to reduce barriers to digital transformation and the creation of the conducive environment, that is institutional or the government support, were found to be significant. That if there is the government support to these cooperative societies, that one, it increases the degree or the likelihood of using that digital platforms to 30% or to that times. So any presence of the government support increase the usage of the digital platform by 4.7% if there is government support or institutional support, including those aspects. The government can provide training, the financial assistance to these agricultural cooperative societies, but also what I have said, that the backing, the enforcing of the usage of the digital platform. But also, the first one, the digital literacy. It was found that the digital literacy, highly digital literacy, increase the likelihood of the usage of the digital platforms. So any 1 unit increase in the digital literacy multiply the odds ratio for digital system usage. So once you increase the digital literacy among cooperative leaders, cooperative members, cooperative staff, you increase the likelihood of using digital platforms by almost 4%. So once you increase the digital literacy, you increase the likelihood of using digital platform in the agricultural and marketing cooperative societies by almost 4%. Another one, it is the availability and accessibility of the digital tools. Availability and accessibility of the digital devices or digital tools. Also, once the cooperative societies have access to digital tools, the computer, the tablet, you increase the likelihood of using the digital platform by these times. But if the AMCOs do not have those digital tools, hence you reduce the adoption and the usage of the digital tools. But another factor that contributes the usage of the digital platform, it is the simplistic usage of the digital system. Simplistic usage of the digital system. That is significant, and it was by 3 times. Those digital platforms, they should be very user-friendly. They should not be very complicated digital technologies to be adopted and to be used. So the user-friendly digital system substantially increase the adoption and the usage rate by 30 times. And based on the theory of the diffusion of innovation, they are saying that the simple technologies are easily adopted and are easily what? Usage. That is according to the theory of diffusion of innovation. And I remember when I was studying to the undergraduate level, one of the philosophy professors said that if I buy a radio, I just choose the one with only 2 buttons, just to start and to look for the radio station only. So the simple of the technology to be used, it also increased the likelihood to be used by those adopters. But also the availability of the technical support personnel. Availability of the technical support services also was found to be significant, and it increased the likelihood of using those digital platforms by these times. So those respondents, they said that cooperative with access to technical assistance are approximately 21% more likely to use digital system. So availability of the technical support reduce fear and failure, but also the nearby technical support personnel, it enhances trust of the usage. The same applies to me. Once I come here, I found that it was not displayed, but I thought that there is a available technical personnel who can assist me. So I just tried to connect by thinking that once I fail, the technical personnel will come to assist me. So that is what is happening in the agriculture and marketing cooperative societies. If those personnel, technical people, are not in the nearby, that one reduces the likelihood of using those digital technologies. So, Another, as you see, those factors that were positive and significant to increase the usage of the digital technology is access to the reliable power, the slight increase in the odd, increase the digital usage, but stable electricity, as it is seen there. The durable electricity supply services also increase the likelihood of usage of the digital platforms, and particularly to the rural areas. But there is also stable internet connectivity, the great increase in the internet infrastructure. We are saying that are also critical enabler or critical determinant for ICT technology usage. So as other factors, they are seen there to the board. But also two factors, they were not found to be significant: the data accuracy and the data security. They were not found to be significant at 5%, as you see it. They were below at 5%. But they were positively related to increase the likelihood of using the digital platform. So we are saying that lack of significance of those two factors indicate that AMCOS leaders and the staff do not view data accuracy and security as major barriers to digital usage, although those two factors were found to be positively related with the usage of the digital platform or technologies. Conclusion. The effective use of the digital system in agriculture and marketing cooperative societies depends on integrated approach combining technology, institution, and human support. So the study concludes that digital literacy, reliable electricity, durable internet access, technical support, institutional support or government support, available digital tools, use system, and the regular training significantly influence the adoption and the usage of the digital technologies among agricultural and marketing cooperative societies. So digitalization usage among AMCOS mainly depends on cooperatives having the right skills, tools, and a supportive environment to sustain digital innovation. The recommendation: the policymakers and the cooperative regulators should strengthen institutional support through training, through funding, and supervisory guidance to accelerate digital transformation among agricultural and marketing cooperative societies. Investment in affordable and accessible digital devices should be promoted to reduce barriers of digital usage. So we want these digital devices to be available and to be accessed to agricultural and marketing cooperative societies. Also, the government and other regulatory organs should avoid a traditional and a paper-based operation record-keeping system to reduce fear and resistance to change. The policy implication of the study: the policies and the practices that strengthen digital literacy among cooperative members, leaders, and staff to enhance MOVE usage, but reliable electricity and internet connectivity should be prioritized to ensure digital system usage, especially in the rural areas. Institutional support, as said, from regulatory bodies and technical assistance from experts can reduce the operational challenges. These integrated measures will address capacity gaps, improve internal readiness, and promote sustainable digital transformation among agricultural and marketing cooperative societies. Asanteni sana, mlakoze cyane.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pauline Paul, for your great presentation. Let us give a round of applause for Dr. Pauline Paul. Now it's time for questions and answers session. So I will start with just 2 questions for you, and then we'll give it to the audience to ask a few other questions. Number 1, what infrastructure can the government use, both internet and electricity, to enhance the uptake of the use of the digital technology? What infrastructure, as a recommendation, can the government use to increase the uptake of the usage of the digital technology? Does cost matter? Does cost matter? And what can the government do to reduce the cost of the use of these digital technologies? Just those 2, then we can ask questions.
Okay, thank you, Madam Moderator. What infrastructure can the government use to increase digital transformation among agricultural and cooperative societies? As I've said, the digital infrastructure, there are so many. That is a very wide terminology. To ensure that there is electricity connectivity, to ensure that there is internet connectivity, so infrastructure that are used there are so many. And since I'm not the technical party for electricity infrastructure, internet infrastructure, I think those who are just involved in those sectors, they can assist me. Which infrastructure, but what this study is concluding or is recommending, the government should ensure that there should be the durable or the conducive infrastructure for internet connectivity to ensure that the agricultural and marketing cooperative societies adopt and use digital platforms that are introduced to improve the effectiveness, the supervision, the management of those cooperative societies. The same applies on the electricity infrastructure. Those infrastructure should be there to ensure that there is durable electricity so that the cooperative societies, particularly agricultural cooperative societies, they can access electricity, hence use the digital the digital technologies or digital systems that are introduced to improve the performance of the agricultural cooperative. But someone can say that the computer part of the infrastructure, the tablet and whatever kind of the infrastructure. Thank you. That was the first question. But the second one, does cost matter for digital transformation among cooperative societies? To my part, that is the first future study. A first future study based on this. Does cost matter for digital transformation among agricultural cooperative societies? So those insights, I may be accompanied with any member who want to join with me to come up with such kind of lesson. Maybe a case study in Tanzania cooperative societies, including case study in Rwanda. So anyone who wish, Madam Moderator, have introduced another new topic to be researched. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we can have some questions from the audience. We can have some questions from the audience. Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Apetit Twase from UNIRAC Roma, Ghana. So I'd like to ask Dr. Pauline Paul, how do you inspire or encourage for those ones who say they are not educated ones, okay? Like they have the limited digital literacy, who don't know how to use the digitals, and they prefer to do those agriculture the agriculture products or the agriculture service, but they have the limited literacy on digital. How do you encourage them? So the second is like B on that A. Well, if you train them or you give them the trainings, but like how Professor Gabriel yesterday, she told us that there is a big difference between training and learning. Sometimes you can train them, but they can't do anything about what you train them. They can go home, they can sit, they can't learn, like they can't do or act for what you train them. So how do you encourage them? How do you take them? And how do you put them in the good line? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe responding to the second question. Yeah, those who cannot manage, those with the digital illiteracy, they cannot use those digital technologies that are introduced to improve the performance of the agricultural and the marketing cooperative societies. So what should we do? The first one, if you remember the first key speaker said that there is no way you have to keep training them. And if you remember those who were speaking here yesterday, the competence starts with the knowledge. There is no way. We have to keep training them. Although you train them, they go back to their cooperative, they cannot manage to use those technologies or to access them, but there's no way. You have to keep repeating, they make a mistake, and from those mistakes you learn where they behind back so that we can ensure that at the end they are able to use the digital system. But once they cannot use, you cannot stop. We want to transform these cooperative societies innovatively. Those are the push and the what? That you push and the what? Wherever they are, they can access their information digitally. So what I can say that on that one, we have to keep training them, maybe change the methodology and the technique of training them so that they may understand on how to use those various digital systems that are introduced to improve the performance of their cooperative societies.
We can have two more questions. Yes, Professor Gabriel. Yes, you have a microphone.
Yes, hello. I'm the Professor Gabriel, or Muhara Kije, my name. Sorry, I cannot pronounce it. As you mentioned me, I just would like to ask, so when you give them training, do they have the possibility also, you know, to, do they have computers where they can access the platform and so on? So just to, you know, to try what they have learned. Do they have this possibility?
You are asking if they have the responsibility of accessing those tools when you are training.
The devices.
The devices, everything during the training. So do they have access?
This is a study that was conducted that determined to influence that usage. So what they said, those leaders and those staffs from those, it is that the training. So what we are saying here, just to improve training so that to ensure that they really understand and they really learn that skill of using those digital systems and the platforms, we have to use computer. You have to train them when those tools are there, the computer or the tablet. That is another technique that Madam was asking there. Don't train them as if that in the class where there is no computer, there's no that display of those digital platforms. So you use those devices in the sense that it will be easier for them to know how to use those various digital systems. That's a good observation that when you are training, make sure that you are doing a practical training. Thank you.
Okay. We can have one more question. Yes. It's not working. Okay.
She can shift it to the another where it is working.
Okay, thank you. My name is Muhire, and I'm a student at UNLAC. So my question is, what are the future plans to scale up or sustain the MUVU system in other regions beyond Tabora? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. How can you scale up that platform? That digital system, it was introduced to manage all cooperatives throughout the country. So Tabora, as one of the giant region with so many agricultural and marketing cooperative societies, it is among of the region that also have to adapt and have to use that digital platform. But the study found that some of the cooperatives have not yet adapted, and most of them have already adapted. So that's why we were interested to find what factors have influenced them to become the early adopters. But that platform, it is introduced throughout the country to make sure that all cooperative societies are using that digital platform or system. So now what should be done, it is just the government support, the enforcing mechanism to ensure that each and every cooperative societies have to adapt and have to what? To use it by supporting it. It is not just the enforcing mechanism only. You can enforce them, but they don't have computers. You enforce them, they don't have electricity accessibility. You enforce them, they are digital illiteracy. So you enforce them, but you also capacitate them on those other factors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and Dr. Pauline Paul for that informative session. And we would wish that everybody could get access to the financial system using that infrastructure. And that is what you're looking at. And thank you for being very insightful. And let us give a round of applause for Dr. Pauline Paul.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mary. Thank you so much, Dr. Paul, for the great job done. Another round of applause for both for this important session. Yeah, we have a second presenter. I'm pleased to moderate the second presentation. So I would love to introduce to you the second presenter, Dr. Mary, who did a great job moderating the first presentation. Please welcome on board for your presentation. Yeah, as the second presenter gets ready, I would love to tell you that she will be sharing her findings on a paper entitled The Relationship Between Financial Management Skills on Utilization of Women Enterprise Development Funds among women groups in Nakuru, East Sub-Country, Kenya. So I hope we will enjoy to see how women are being included in this cooperative movement.
So thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Denise. And my name is Mary Githinji from St. Paul's University. I was the moderator, now I am the presenter. So I have to take the 10 minutes I had told you. Yes, so I will be talking about financial management skills. So, skills and utilization on of the Women Enterprise Development Fund in Nakuru East Sub-County, Kenya. Presenting this. So I will talk about the background, the methodology, and I'll give the results. And we all know that when we efficiently utilize, we gain much more when we are taking care of financial resources effectively to achieve the business goals. That resource is fully utilized and goes towards what it's supposed to. In 2007, December, to support women enterprise of transparency. However, for the women entrepreneurs, and therefore it is very crucial for them to have the women equity in a country. However, the success in the use of these funds is on their financial skills, budgeting, proper record keeping, and planning of the essentials. Without these skills, then the funds can easily be misused and wasted. And this negates whatever it is that was meant for those funds. Like I said, reducing of poverty. So, for example, India, Uganda, and Ethiopia, many women would avoid taking up loans because they fear the misuse of. This shows that financial literacy is just as important. We had a previous presenter that was talking about access to this. So yes, you can have access to funding, but you do not utilize those funds. And it is a global problem. So when you're talking about this study,
the relationship between these financial management skills and how women entrepreneurs in this Nakuru County use the Women Enterprise Fund. The focus is on essential financial skills that directly influence business outcomes. These include budgeting, record keeping, saving, and loan management. When you're looking at the budgeting skills, it is important because it helps groups and individuals to align their daily activities with long-term business goals. Without a clear budget, then it is bound to fail and not prioritize the matters that matter most. The second one is about keeping financial records, and this makes sure that people are able to make informed decisions and also help the women know whether their businesses are making profits and whether the money is being spent well and how to adjust for better performance. And the third one is the saving skills, whereby it is equally important, and savings act as a safety net that manage risks and support the sustainability of businesses. And finally, we have the loan management skills that are critical and prevent the misuse of borrowed funds and ensure that women can maintain good credit and also have future access to loans when they have good credit scores. So, what is the problem? The impact of enterprise development has been very minimal. Like we said, access does not necessarily mean usage. This largely is due to the misuse of funds and diversion of these resources away from their main objective. So, if you look at Nakuru County, for example, out of the 322 women enterprises that were supported by the women groups and the Women Enterprise Development Fund, only 59 were performing well, and this is really dismal. There are studies and data that can confirm this, that, for example, out of 2 million shillings we have that is taken from the Women Development Fund, only 400,000 was effectively utilized. So this study seeks to analyze the relationship between financial management skills and the use of the funds among the women groups in Nakuru County. So we have the general objective to determine the financial management skills and utilization of women enterprise funds. And we have different objectives, sub-objectives. How does budgeting skills, financial record management, saving skills, and loan management skills affect the utilizations of these funds? The methodology that was adopted was the cross-sectional research design that examines the relationship between the financial management skills in utilizing this women fund. The target population were the chairman, chairpersons, treasurer, and the group secretaries. And out of 321 women groups in Nakuru County, there was a total of 963 group officials. However, we had a sampling size of 91 respondents, and the study used the stratified random sampling to get the sample size for each ward to include the diversity of the respondents. The study used structured questionnaires to gather the primary data, and the data analyzed employed the descriptive statistics, correlation analysis, and multiple regression. The inferential statistics involve the use of correlation and regression. I'll delve into the results of the study. most of the women groups in Nakuru County bring together 50 and between 50 and 100 members. This makes them a vibrant, active group and are able to pool diverse skills and resources. And remember, they are also having what we call the social collateral. So they have large groups that are efficient to get to have access to capital. Many of these groups have also been running for over a decade, and this shows that there is some level of resilience and stability, and that they are able to sustain their activities for a long period of time. Members pointed out that the budget planning plays an important role. This helps them to set clear goals and priorities for their activities and ensures that the resources are used in a structured way. Another positive finding is accountability. Groups are very keen in ensuring that the receipts of every transactions, this reflects a lot of record keeping and transparency practices. When it comes to saving and use of mobile platforms, we have been talking about financial innovation. For example, the use of M-Pesa have become the preferred options for these groups, and they are popular because of the convenience, the speed, and accessibility. So the study also found out that groups organize trainings on loan applications, requirements and procedures. As a result, most members already understand the basics of loan application and improve their ability to access and use the capital or the funds effectively. So the regression analysis provided some important insights on the factors that influence the utilization of women fund. The first one is that the intercept was not statistically significant. This means that there is at the baseline, without the considerable financial management skills, there is minimal utilization of women fund. So women, you must have financial management skills so that you are able to adapt and utilize the women fund. Secondly, the budgeting skills were found to have a significant positive impact in fund utilization. In simple terms, that means that women groups that practice better budgeting were able to manage their funds more effectively. And this shows that improved budgeting directly enhances how funds are utilized. When you're talking about financial record management skills, they were found to be significant. And groups that kept proper records were better able to track expenses and maintain accountability. This highlights the importance of documentation and transparency in ensuring funds that are not misused. And in the fourth, saving skills were found to also be significant to the effect of utilization of the funds. And this shows that women who are actively saving were able to build resilience and adapt better to financial challenges and support long-term sustainable businesses. And when we're talking about loan management, it shows that the strongest effects was, this was the strongest effect, and it emphasizes the importance of being able to apply for loans correctly, use them wisely, and repay them on time. So effective loan management is central in making the most of the enterprise fund. And this is because if you have loan management skills, it shows that you can have access even to future funding. So the key findings demonstrate that all the 4 skills are important, and therefore each skill plays an important and direct role when you're talking about funding uptake. So when you're talking about budget planning, it helps women, this is a conclusion, helps women groups set goals, meet commitments, and track performance. It was found out that financial records were equally important, and keeping accurate records, including cash sales receipts, and ensures that there is accountability and supports business growth. And overall budgeting and record keeping are closely linked to better utilization of the enterprise fund. Most groups use mobile platforms for their daily savings because they are convenient, and we also got to know that savings regularly improves financial stability and creditworthiness, and loan management skills are crucial, and training helps the members bridge the gap of knowledge that leads to default and delayed loan repayment. So it's important for proper trainings and frequent trainings. And strong loan management supports better utilization of the women funding. So the recommendations are that women groups and entrepreneurs should invest in training or budgeting for financial management and savings and loans. Like we have been told before, it is a responsibility for each one of us to make sure that we understand for ourselves. For example, when you're talking about the women entrepreneurs, they should take it up to themselves to also train themselves on financial matters. They should keep and established financial management systems with regular budgeting and record keeping. And we encourage savings and creating emergency funds to ensure financial resilience, and support mentorship in loan management, including planning, risk mitigations that are equally important. And also for the financial institutions, they should offer tailored financial literacy programs for women borrowers and provide flexible financing options for microloans, grants, and revolving funds. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mary, for the good presentation. So it's time for the audience to put up questions if they have them. Mine to you is, I'd like to know, when you were trying to measure the variables behind the good usage of these funds, which factor did you find really good contributor to this utilization of funds? Because, you know, funds are rare to find. We have to find wisdom behind the use of these funds. So which factor have you realized that, okay, if we put much energy in this, we will be able to help these women to remain resilient?
Thank you for that question. Loan management skills showed the strongest effect in our findings. This is where we emphasize the importance of being able to apply the loan correctly. For example, if you are given a loan to let's say buy a matatu or for transportation, for example, you don't deviate and pay school fees, for example, with it, because as a matter of fact, the enterprise money was meant for businesses. So if you deviate it, it becomes a problem. So when you understand how you can manage your loan, it had the greatest effect. Another issue that could be is also if you manage your loans properly, you have access to future funding. If you increase what we call the credit score, yes. So that one was the one that had the greatest effect, yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Another round of applause for her. it's really true that we have to always understand what is there to support these women, because we have seen that problems are similar in Rwanda, in East Africa, and or elsewhere. So we've seen that whenever we support a woman, we support the entire family, entire country. So I hope you have some questions to put to her. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for the good presentation, Doc. So it is not a direct question, but it is like a challenge. We have seen in Rwanda, one of the challenges to women to access to loan. Yes, it is part of illiteracy, but also it is part of domestic violence, where we see women who are trying to access to loans, but they are challenged by those forces she cannot control, so that the management of loan is there, the mismanagement of loan is there, or there is a fear to get those the loan, so that she's not the master of what she's doing. Did you find any similarities or any challenges related to that critical situation we are still facing in the African continent, maybe even beyond? That's where I wanted to hear from your research. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor, for that question. Not really. I think it is something that a recommendation of some sort. But we should be cognizant of the fact of where we have come from. I'll give a very small example, maybe, an impactful example. When we got our independence, and in the 1960s, and we had people now having access to the financial services that are there, can you believe it that in Kenya, you had to have the consent of your husband so that you could open up an account? Yeah, you could not get into the financial system without that. And the reason why the enterprise was for women to access these funds. Again, most people are abused because they don't have options. And if you have that enterprise fund that is funding the women, then it creates an option for these women to even leave those domestic abuses. Yes. But again, also, it brings the conflict that is there, and I think it's an area that can be explored further. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think there are other questions as you prepare to ask more questions.
Yes, I have a question. You said that in the challenges during the tough, you mentioned about the transparency and poor oversight. So I want to know, what are those measures to combat those two things, the transparency, the lack of transparency, and that of the poor oversight? Because, when maybe leadership problem or what, so can you please elaborate on that? The lack of transparency and poor oversight.
Yes, thank you very much. When you're talking about transparency, it is in the utilization of the funds or management of the Women Enterprise Fund. One of the things that has been put in place now is digitization. Everything is transacted through a digital system to allow for more transparency. Again, because it's a government fund, there's a lot of audit that comes with it, and this helps to bring in the element of transparency, not necessarily for the women, but for the institution itself. Does that answer your question?
Okay, we still have some more time, please. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, mine is not a little question. It's like a way forward. So I think when we have been presenting and listening to different presenters, it was very good and exciting. But I think we need to look also at capacitation in terms of empowering families. Because most of those cooperatives, we have seen it in our article, when the family is well-being, where there is complementarity and support, mostly members are improving, are developing that kind of resilience, and inclusiveness is there. But when members are more dominated by those conflict, violence, where one have to hide when she who is going to cooperative, where we have found that there is an intervening variable that is mostly destroying the sustainability and the resilience of the cooperatives. So I think those who are the practitioners and coordinating them, maybe we need to network and to team up with those in conflict management and the resolution, so that we firstly start by cleaning the foundation of our members, cooperative members, so that resilience and the sustainability can be supported. Otherwise, even those cooperatives that are not doing well, one of the most influential factor is domestic violence, gender bias, and discrimination. So we need to focus on that, because they are very influential, especially in terms of financial management. When the family is not having good financial management, even we are going to translate those problems to cooperatives. So it is not an isolation, it is maybe the complementarity of what we are living at home and what we are doing in our different cooperatives. It was not a question, maybe it was a reflection that needed more attention. Thank you.
That is really a good input. Yeah, that is a good input, because we have seen that she said that loan management can be a barrier to more fund gaining. So the family, the entire family, has to be supportive to women, so that there cannot be more burden on shoulders of women, so that they can perform better in their cooperatives. So that is really a good input as take home. So as we are all various individuals in this gathering, we need to keep advocating for this, so that home, women violence, this too much unpaid load on women at home can be reduced by finding alternative ways to try to make it easy, the work of women, so that they can concentrate also in these cooperatives which are bringing bread on table. So, yes, please.
Thank you. I'm Celestine Nyonzima. I'm the finalist student in economic department in UNIRAC. So here I have a question according to her presentation about funds and women. So the question that I have is this. Some women are having the fear of loss compared to men. Why this shouldn't be the variable? Should be inserted in her paper, and how, if it's there, and how it could be solved. Thank you.
So women don't have confidence to borrow money to be used. So the question is put to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Maybe it is a recommendation, I guess, of adding it as one of the variables in my study. Yes, I think I will. use it, maybe. But what I can say is we cannot really stop thinking about history. History really dictates a lot. And again, number one, we have heard about the violence that comes when women are a little bit empowered, and other issues that crop up when people have a little bit of more money. And it is expected that is out of the norm that women are thriving in business and all that. But this is changing, you know, with the future coming up. And I think the uptake again is lack of, the fear could be because they don't have these skills to manage these funds. For example, if you are given, let's say, 10 million rwandese, you'll be fearful if you have never had to handle that kind of money, you know. So if, again, what Professor has suggested, we need to enlighten people on the use of funding and use it appropriately, I think.
So this calls upon we all to keep educating people on the use of loan, including women and young people, you know, so that they can feel that confidence, because they are only, they can be resilient. They can be resilient in their cooperatives. Is there, okay, more questions are there? Rwose.
Nitwa Uwimbabazi Clarisse, naturutse muri koperative Ishema ry'Umurimo Nyagasambu i Rwamagana. Mfite ikibazo kandi ndashima. Reka mbanze ndashima cyane ibi biganiro byabereye hano kuva ejo, kuko nari naje nseta ibirenge numva ngiye kunanirwa nkaba nasezera kuyobora koperative y'ababyeyi 27 nayoboraga, ariko kugeza uyu munsi ndumva nkomeye bitewe n'inkunga z'ibitekerezo tuvanye aha hantu. Ikibazo rero nari mfite ni ikibazo cyatumaga nacika n'intege muri koperative y'ababyeyi bacuruza imbuto n'imboga i Nyagasambu i Rwamagana ifumbwa aho nyobora. Twari dufite ikibazo cyo kugira ngo tubone ubushobozi, kuko twamaze kubona kugira ngo koperative itere imbere harimo icyambere gutinyuka tugashyira hamwe, tukaba dufite ubumenyi. Ejo babivuzeho cyane, ubumenyi twagiye tubona kuko twagiye tubona amahugurwa yego, ariko ikibazo kindi twageze kubona inguzanyo mu murenge wacu tuyishyura neza mu mwaka umwe, ariko kugira ngo twongere tubone indi nibura idufashe dukomeze tuzamuke, kandi tumaze imyaka 3 yonyine dutangiye tubonye ubuzima gatozi, tukabona kugira ngo ubuyobozi budufasha tubone indi nguzanyo birimo biratugora. Ababyeyi bamwe kwera ibibazo byo mu ngo nko twabivuze, nabyo bigatuma ubona baza bihishahisha bagenda gake. Ngeze ndavuga nimba koperative naho nayigeza nasezera, ariko umaze kubona ko ngomba guhangana nkakomera nkabatera inkunga kugira ngo nibura tugere kure. Ariko mwasaba ubuyobozi, kuko ngize umugisha mbonye vice mayor wacu arahari, badufasha rwose twishyura neza, twatangiye gukorana imbaraga, hanyuma baduterenga mu bitugu natwe tugere kure hashoboka. Nicyo ngicyo navugaga.
Thank you for recognizing our beautiful words. I don't know if you could cut. No, it's a no.
I'm so sorry.
Mrs. Clarisse is appreciating actually what happened here. She was on the verge of resigning in the cooperative. She's being the president because they are experiencing so many problems, you know, because of fund which is not available and other issues. But due to what she has heard here in this conference, and that is really the reason behind such conferences, she has changed her mind. She is standing up to support the cooperative. She's presiding, but she's also asking, requesting support from local authorities so that they can back them up, so that they remain in this movement, because they want to work hard. They want, you know, to do better, to do better, because they want also to contribute to their own household, but also to the development of the country. It was a kind of really appreciation. Yeah. So thank you, Madam Clarice, for this decision. This is all about sharing insights in such events. If we have other questions? Yeah, okay.
Nanjye nitwa Mukamfizi Mediatrice, naturutse mu karere ka Rwamagana, mpagarariye koperative Uruhimbi, aborozi dukusanya n'amata. Hanyuma nanjye ndashima ibiganiro twagize aha ngaha, ndabishimye cyane kuko ku itariki 18 nabwo twari turi kuri INIRAC, nabwo twahigiye byinshi byiza, nabyo byatugiriye umumaro, bituma twumva dukunze koperative, twumva tugiye gushyiramo imbaraga. Ni kenshi twari dufite koperative y'abantu 54, ariko harimo abagabo, abagore ari bake. Abagabo rero bagiye baba babihemu, bumvishije yuko abagore ari twe benshi, twaha abagabo nk'aho batuzamuye, ahubwo bakarushaho kudutsikamira hasi. Uko bagenda ababihemu, bagenda batuvira muri koperative. Dusigaye rero turi abantu 32, ariko abadamu turi 27. Ni ukuvuga ngo rero twatangiye bundi bushyashya, turimo turashaka kwiyubaka, ariko turacyatsikamiwe n'iryo terambere ry'ikoranabuhanga, ntago turazamuka mu iterambere ry'ikoranabuhanga, turacyafite izo mbogamizi z'uko amafaranga ari kugenda duca mu ntoki, rimwe na rimwe tukayabura imburagihe bitewe n'uko iryo koranabuhanga tutarifite. Icyo nifuza rero, nyakubahwa Visi Meya wacu, twishimye kuba twateranye nawe. Twifuzaga ko Visi Meya wacu Bukungu yaza kudufasha kugira ngo tubashe kuzamuka muri iryo koranabuhanga, kugira ngo dutere imbere nk'abadamu n'urubyiruko. Turacyafite imbogamizi zo kwitinya, urubyiruko ruratinya gufata amafaranga, abadamu turatinya gufata amafaranga. Ariko muri ibi biganiro twumvishije ko tugiye gukora, tugahuza, hanyuma tukagera muri iryo terambere ry'ikoranabuhanga. Murakoze cyane.
A round of applause to Madam Mediatrice. Thank you so much for this input to the conversation. Umuturage ku isonga. Umuturage ku isonga. Isn't it? Yeah, I'm happy that we have with us the Vice Mayor for financial issues, affairs. Say something. Let Mediatrice be ensured that you are there to support her.
Thank you, leadership of INRAC and this powerful conference. By the time I got in and just grasped the concepts, starting with the keynote speech by Amir, I had a feeling in myself that really this is the kind of conference that needs to be done quite often to generate confidence and assurance that our cooperatives are really growing strong in terms of governance, in terms of operations, and of course hearing from two of our ladies in Ruamagana district, Clarissa and Mediatrice, I think people had come to the verge of just leaving everything and yet being strengthened by such capacity building programs. It calls for our continuous efforts to build their capacity. So they are requesting for closer follow-up, they are requesting for more advocacy. They are requesting for financial empowerment. I think all of them are at our disposal to administer accordingly. Of course, the local government is not a bank, but we have banks with us. And we are controlling all operations and making necessary advocacy, including all those subsidized loans. And we are lucky to partner with UNILAC, Rwamagana, which has actually embarked into building their capacity in financial operations, ownership of all activities, also loans inclusive, how people access funds and commit to honor terms and conditions associated with those loans. And of course, we cannot go anywhere until we know how to keep seeds in the right way. So our people in Nyagasambu and Clarisse was just said, be sure that we are here for you. I couldn't simply come to such a conference to sit and listen. I know we partner with INLAC, but this kind of library of books, this kind of insights into better management is what we are going or trying our best to incorporate in our daily operation and follow-up of the cooperatives. Personally, cooperatives management is under my cluster. And I think yesterday we also had our Director of Business the Business Development and Entrepreneurship who has attended this workshop, so this conference. So what we are going to do is to redesign our approaches into bringing support to where it is needed and streamlining the processes to see that the outcomes is really beneficial to cooperative members and also the leaders among them here own up operations not in a burdensome way. So turi kumwe bavandimwe bavuye Rwamagana kandi mubyizere neza ko rwose inshingano nk'izi ngizi nubwo tuba tuzifite no kuba dufite abafatanyabikorwa nka INLAC bazakomezamo kutuba hafi ni nabyo bizadufasha kujya muri izi financial institutions, aya mabanki, sako zacu twarazihuje murabizi, turimo turanoza igice cy'ikoranabuhanga ku buryo muzajya mubona ayo mafaranga yanyu bitabavunnye, naho ngera ngo igihugu kizajya kugera kuri cooperative bank murenga imbibi za Rwamagana, turabizi ko bizajya biborohera. So ntacyo rero navuga ngo muzatuburana kuko umuturage ku isonga nk'uko moderator yaramaze kubivuga nizo nshingano zacu za buri munsi. Nagira ngo mbashimire muresheje iryo Kinyarwanda. Murakoze.
Murakoze cyane. Thank you so much. As we are waiting for others to join us for the next session, we have the DVC for academics with us. These people need to be assured that these trainings will keep up because they have appreciated that you have been helping them. So they want this partnership to continue. Are we ready?
Thank you very much, moderator. I would like to, not even to assure them, but I would like to inform them that it is part of our responsibilities. Because the university and any other education institutions have mandate of providing knowledge through teaching, learning process, a responsibility of doing research. Actually, when people are talking about research as a concept, but normal research, it is a way of sitting and making arrangement and finding a solution to existing problems. So research is not only for those people who sit and read books. Even when you are at home and you are facing challenges and you look here and there and up and down and you come up with the solution of the problem you are facing, no matter the position, no matter the situation, and no matter the level of where you are doing a research. When you come up with a solution, you have found a solution of existing problem. Maybe the different from what the researchers here and doctors and the professors have done, it is a matter of methodology used vis-a-vis with existing problems. But our dear member of cooperatives would like to ensure that that is a mandate of university to provide a knowledge to your kids, to yourselves, and education does not have limit. So in terms of knowledge, in terms of capacity building, in terms of knowledge transfer and service transfer, we as a university, we are there for you. So that is a mandate of doing a research that I was explaining. When you are doing research, we are creating knowledge. Actual research should even become before teaching. We do research to create knowledge. The knowledge which can be useful for finding the solution of existing problem. So all those operations that the university is doing, it is doing it to take into the hands of the community. So a university is like an industry where people, they are cooking and find something to help the community. So that is what we are doing, is our mandate. Lastly, everything that the university does, it is taken to the community. We are all of us in the community, and we are community members, and whatever knowledge and skills we are using them because we have been in educational institutions. If educational institution has been not there, our community is not like it is now today. Let us take a historical background of education. When you look at the education in the colonial system and even the First Republic, access to education was very low. As it was very low, it is as if the development was very low. Isn't it? But today we have people, they are doing mobile money, others they are doing small activities. But when you look at all those activities, it is based on the knowledge. Even the use of the phone, it is because that the level of literacy has been minimized. So I would like now briefly, without taking long, saying that we as university, sincerely, we are committed to provide any needed services that requires knowledge, that requires skills, that requires a capacity building. It is our mandate. Finally, our NST2, it is clear that our economy and our country development, it should be knowledge-based economy. We participants who are here, make sure that our country, with the 26,338, that is the area of our country. Looking at our population size, what we need is to build the capacity of our knowledge so that people can survive from what they know rather than the land we have as our forefathers used to survive from traditional agriculture and whatever. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, but we are committed to serve the community as our mandate is stipulated. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have come to the end of this session of parallel sessions. I'd like to really thank very much the presenters, those who were in this room, and those who presented in other rooms. I'd like to thank the moderators of all sessions. I'd like to thank you all for your participations, for your questions, for your comments, because they have made this session enjoyable. So, lend me your hands to thank you all. Before we go for lunch, because lunch is waiting for us, I'd like to inform you that we remain with only 2 items on the agenda of this conference. After lunch, which will take around 45 to 1 hour,
45 minutes to 1 hour. We will have a presentation which will be moderated by Dr. Christine. After that presentation, which will not take long, we will invite Dr. Rich to give us the conference recommendations. So that is what we have on this agenda. I invite you to share with you lunch. I wish everyone to enjoy it. Thank you so much. Christine, the Dean of the Faculty of Economic Sciences and Management, she will be speaking about UNRAC Cooperative Hub Perspectives. She will be talking about this cooperative hub. She will be sharing some insights, and we will have a short discussion about it. So welcome, Dr. Christine. The floor is yours.
I'm happy to stand in front of you after these wonderful presentations to talk about UNILAC Cooperative Hub, and at least to give you a very brief information on where the idea came from. I'm very happy for you to have participated in this international conference on business management and innovation, ICBMI2025. The theme is building cooperative resilience, strengthening capacity building, innovation, inclusiveness, and sustainability. Before I go further, I just want to make a very recall on our last ICBMI 2024 conference, which had the theme on making successful cooperative societies and innovative entrepreneurs, challenges, opportunities, and new trends. Then, if you look at our last conference theme and the current conference theme, you will realize that there is a connection between the themes. ICBMI 2025 theme is building cooperative resilience, strengthening capacity building, innovation, inclusiveness, and sustainability. So let us start with a very short introduction on why we need to implement or to put in place that cooperative hub. Today, we have more than 3 million cooperatives worldwide. And among them, 20% of the world's population are members of cooperatives. They provide jobs to more than 280 million people, which is nearly 10% of the global workforce. So this clarifies the value which cooperatives are doing. This justifies the great contribution which cooperatives are doing towards the development of any country. And it justifies the need to invest more efforts in developing cooperatives. So let us now move from cooperatives at worldwide level and then come to Rwanda. In Rwanda, we have more than 5,621 registered cooperatives, which are legally operating under RCA. But previously, they were more than 10,000. Now the question is, why do we have the big number in the previous years and then the number is reducing? The answer is it is because there are some cooperatives which are no longer sustainable and which failed to continue to operate. This is the essence now. The fact that there are some cooperatives which are not sustainable, this is the essence, or this is the justification of the idea of UNILAC to put in place UNILAC Cooperative Hub. That is to conduct research, to see why that decrease of cooperatives, then that is why now we need to put in place this cooperative hub. So, UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub, that is how the hub will be called. UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub. It will be a hub which will aim at developing cooperatives. We know that cooperatives are there, we know the contribution they make, but we need to develop them so that the contribution may also increase. Why UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub? Well, then, we are going to talk about the main objectives of the hub, readiness of UNILAC in establishing Cooperative Development Hub. We talk about the strategies towards resilient and sustainable cooperatives. Then we'll be talking about the future perspectives of UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub. Sorry. So, the establishment of UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub was one of the key recommendations of our last conference of ICBMI2024. Among the recommendations which were given to us, that one of establishing the hub was there. So now we are coming to answer or to implement the recommendation. And this recommendation falls under the core mandate of higher learning institutions, which is the linkage between higher learning institutions and industry. So by establishing that hub, we'll be able to connect the program we are offering with what is needed on the labor market. The hub will integrate classroom-based learning with practical work experience in a real cooperative setting. Then, what are the objectives now of that hub? The first objective will be capacity building and empowerment. We are going to empower cooperative leaders and members by developing their skills, their leadership capabilities, and participation of cooperative members. We need that hub to contribute to help cooperative leaders increase their leadership skills. We need members to understand that it is their responsibility to contribute to the development of cooperatives and make them understand that the cooperatives are not for leaders, but it is their own asset. The development of cooperatives concern every member of the cooperatives. The second objective will be business and market development, whereby the hub will support cooperatives in accessing markets, diversifying value chains, and adopting sustainable business model. So as an academic institution with different academic staff who are experienced in different areas, we are going to support cooperatives by making them understand or developing business model which will make them increase the productivity. Another objective is about sustainability and social equity. So the hub will foster inclusive and sustainable cooperatives that advance Vision 2050 and the achievement of our SDGs. So that hub will be like a platform which will be contributing to that one. Because as the previous presentations have mentioned, without inclusion, there is nowhere we can reach. So that is why even the hub will be focusing on social equity by integrating youth, women, and marginalized groups to take part in the development of cooperatives. Now, is UNILAC ready to establish the hub? The answer is yes. How is UNILAC ready to establish the hub? UNILAC has high level of commitment from the management. To mean, UNILAC management supports or is committed to do whatever it takes to put that hub in place. We also have availability of qualified and experienced academic staff to support the hub. We also have different partners in the area of cooperatives, with whom we have signed even the MOUs and who are ready to work with us towards the development of cooperatives. UNILAC has adequate infrastructure and so on. So I cannot list all the items which proves the readiness, but what I can just say is that UNILAC is totally ready to put in place that hub. Now, what are the strategies which are going to apply to make resilient and sustainable cooperatives? UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub is one of the solutions. If we are talking about cooperatives which are failing and which are registering, now this hub is coming to be one of the solutions. I'm not saying that it is the only solution, but it is one of them. It will be grounded on cooperative education, which is a bridge to. That hub will be providing cooperative education, which will be a bridge to greater competency, stronger communities, and resilient cooperatives and economies. Now, what are the future perspectives of UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub? UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub envisions to be a catalyst of future prosperity, resilient and sustainable cooperatives where innovation, inclusiveness, sustainability, and strong partnership position cooperatives as strategic drivers of Rwanda's Vision 2020 and SDGs. You know that among the SDGs, we have the first SDG, which is poverty reduction. So there is no way you can reach there if our cooperatives are failing. So by strengthening our cooperatives, it will be a good way of reaching the strategic development goal number 1. We know that among the SDGs, we have the social equity. So this is what the hub will be focusing on. Then we will focus more, we put more focus on capacity building and cooperative educations. And to be able to reach there, we are going to design and put in place short courses programs tailored to cooperatives' needs and skills gap. Why these short courses programs? We know that cooperatives accommodate a very big number of the population. And we will not say that all those people will come to pursue the undergraduate studies at UNILAC in the area of cooperatives. But there is a way of bridging the gap which is existing by putting in place short course programs which will be accommodating different categories of cooperative members and leaders to make them or to equip them with necessary skills which they need to be able to develop and sustain their cooperatives. We will be conducting research and develop innovative solutions. As academicians, we know that where there is a problem, that is where research should focus on. So since we have realized that we have weaknesses in cooperatives, now that is a good way of now putting more efforts in developing or conducting research in the area and propose solutions. But not only proposing solutions, but after proposing them, we implement them. We will be linking academic programs with industry. Through research, we are going to be able to see what we are delivering, what is needed, and see how we can integrate academic programs into professional programs or bridging that gap of cooperative area. We are going to work closely with cooperative regulators for joint support. As you can see there, we have partnership with RCA, who is the regulator. We have partnership with RISEM, NCCR, AMIR, AFRICOP. All of them are involved in the area of cooperatives. So having such partners, we are very sure that if we join our hands, we are going to reach far. UNILAC Cooperative Development Hub aspires to serve as a catalyst for future prosperity by fostering resilient and sustainable cooperatives. We don't want the number of cooperatives to decrease, rather you need it to increase, and not only increasing in numbers, but increasing also in productivity and high performance. By promoting innovation, inclusiveness, sustainability, and strong partnership, the Hub aims to empower cooperatives to become strategic drivers of Vision 2020 and SDGs. Now, by concluding, I say that we need to leave this place. We have been spending 2 days here, and I am sure that the session has been very fruitful to all of us. But we don't need to say it was good and we stop by there. We need to leave this place, this ICBMI2025 conference, with a commitment to build and develop cooperatives towards resilient and sustainability. We need to have sustainable cooperatives, and it will be our pride if we see that we are really contributing. After like a given period of time, we realize that we say, let us say, for example, when we started the Hub, the cooperatives were at this level, and then after 2 or 3 years or 5, now the cooperatives have moved forward. It will be the pride of UNILAC. So, thank you. This is the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Christine. Another round of applause to her. Yeah, it looks like the Cooperative Development Hub is starting today. So next year, time like this, we will be talking about the performance, the achievements of the Hub, right? So, comments, questions, we need them. We need them so that this idea of starting this Hub can be sustained. So we need comments from, yes, Prof.
Yeah, I just want to comment. And first of all, I want to congratulate the Dr. Christine for her efforts put into this project with the Cooperative Hub. I think this is a really unique opportunity for, concentrating all the expertise that is existing in your country and creating synergies. Also, giving more awareness to this topic of how to empower the cooperatives. And I'm sure this will be a very wide, shining example, good example for how to bring chances and empowerment to a whole country. And I think we should give you more applause for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, for the inspiring words. Really to congratulate the idea of opening this hub. So this hub is driven by UNILAC, but it is for all of us. All of us will have a say in this hub. So we need to join hands to make this a reality. So we need your inputs. Yeah, you start. Tangire utwibwira.
Murakoze. Nitwa Saratiri Havugimana, magari ya koperative ya Kabinyake. Ni kenshi mujya muhugura nk'abayobozi b'amakoperative, ariko muri koperative tugira inteko rusange kabiri mu mwaka. Ubwo ni nko gusaba yego ibyo mutubwiye tushobora kugenda tukabivuga cyangwa se tukabishira mu bikorwa, ariko nkaba nifuza ko UNILAC yadufasha nk'igihe dukeneye umuntu wadusanga kuri tere nkatwe dutuye kure, ese icyo kintu mwakitwemera mukajya mudufasha ni ikintu ndi kubaza murakoze.
Okay. The question is clear. I think for those who could not understand Kinyarwanda, you didn't have the... So he was asking, as people who are heading or leading cooperatives in the rural areas or far from Kigali, is it a possibility for UNILAC to meet them where they are so that we may not only meet leaders, but we may meet all cooperative members? The answer is yes. I don't know if we were together in Rwamagana workshop. Twari kumwe Rwamagana ubushize? So niba twari kumwe, you remember that we said that we are ready to support. UNILAC as an academic institution which has that program of cooperative, we are there to support you and meet your cooperative members wherever you are to provide insightful ideas on how you can go about it and get out of the challenges you are facing. So the answer is clear, yes. Whenever you need it, we have told you that you need to go closer to, we work closely with your district leaders. We have a coordinator at Rwamagana campus, and I am sure you know him very well, and you work closely with him. Whenever he will contact us and say that there is a need to go to train or to provide a workshop anywhere, we are ready to come and help you. Thank you.
Any other question? If no any, I'd like to thank you so much, Dr. Christine, for this hub to be established at UNIRAC. We count on it, and we thank you on behalf of participants because this is an implementation of one of the ICBMI 2025 recommendation. So we thank you because whenever we recommend something, you try to work on them. So this is the end of this session on cooperative, UNIRAC cooperative have perspective. As we close the end, I would call upon the team who has taken the conference recommendations to come over. And present in the conference presentation. So a warm welcome to Dr. Rich, who will be presenting the conference recommendations.
Good afternoon once again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, without that I couldn't read my recommendations. So distinguished guests and delegate and valued participants, I also have a pleasure again to be here, whereby I'm going to read some resolutions, some recommendations that we got from this international conference on business management and innovation. Over these 2 days, different researchers, practitioners, cooperative leaders, and policy makers, we gathered together to address the conference theme as a reminder: building cooperative resilience, strengthening capacity building and innovation, inclusiveness and sustainability. All the resolutions that I'm going to read over here represent a collective commitment to transforming the cooperative leaders and all the stakeholders that are involved. So I will now present the conference resolution one by one. Following all the presentations that have been done in all these 2 days, recommendations are going to be addressed to cooperative leaders, the government, policymakers, researchers, and cooperative members as a whole. There is a need to help cooperative become a learning organization, ensuring that university not only teach cooperatives, but also learn from them by listening to experienced members and addressing their real-world problems. As yesterday, someone mentioned, we need to study from the best in a silent mode. Secondly, we need to create more agricultural cooperatives. And by creating more cooperatives, we should design different programs that promote different cooperative members, such as the Uplift program that is going to start or that has already been going on at UNILAC. There is also a need to improve farming practices using emerging technologies such as machine learning and the Internet of Things. And this should be integrated into the cooperative so that we can automatically irrigate the soil when water is needed, and mixing fertilizers with water to optimize soil nutrients. And all of these can be done by putting much strength or investing much effort in machine learning and Internet of Things. We also need to embed social inclusion in member participation into cooperative legislation and national cooperative development strategies, and this will foster fairness and accountability. Moving forward, the policy intervention should focus on aligning land governance with cooperative development strategy, ensuring that the fiscal priorities of devolved units do not inadvertently accelerate land loss at the expense of agricultural sustainability. Then the government and all the stakeholders involved should provide reliable infrastructure such as the electricity whenever possible, internet, and different digital services to support the digitalization of agriculture and marketing cooperative societies. There is also a need to promote the prioritization of partnership to enable a seamless cooperative access and facilitate partnership with mobile network operators. Cooperative leaders and members of cooperatives should receive continuous ICT, information and communication technology trainings, and have some digital literacy programs alongside technical support to build digital capacity. In line with this, system developers and regulators should ensure that the cooperative supervision management information system is user-friendly, secured, and trustworthy to encourage its adoption. When they are very difficult to adopt, many people will just leave them behind. So they need to have different training so that all these platforms can be user-friendly. Cooperatives, training, and extension programs should be designed to complement local cultural practices rather than displace them. To do this, we need to embed technical advice in familiar traditions to improve uptake and effectiveness. The conference also calls upon regulatory authorities and circles leadership to adopt decentralized participatory governance framework, and this should be based on polycentric principles that enhance adaptive capacity, and it should be aligned with the stakeholders' incentives and strengthen the resilience of cooperative in responding to internal and external factors that might affect cooperatives' operation. We also need to target financial support or targeted financial support, skill development, and enhanced market. We should link them and consider them and give much priority for a successful cooperative resilience. Gender-wise, Women groups should establish and maintain proper financial management system and emergency funds to ensure transparency, accountability, and of course, resilience. Last but not least, financial institutions and stakeholders, all the stakeholders involved, should support women-led initiative through tailored financial literacy program and practical capacity building interventions. Dear guests, distinguished guests, these are some of the resolution. This is just a summary. For more detail, you can check the agenda, the booklet that has been given for more information. So, dear guests, with this resolution adopted in this International Conference on Business and Management, we call upon all stakeholders, universities, cooperative leaders, the government, policy makers, the communities. All of us commit to implement these resolutions with urgency and dedication. Thank you for your attention and commitment to building a more resilient, innovative, inclusive, and a sustainable cooperative sector. Murakoze cyane, asanteni sana.
Thank you so much, Dr. Richard, for the resolutions and the recommendations. If you allow me, we will keep receiving your input so that we can polish them, and they will be shared to you via our social media, means our research platform. So we are coming to the closure of this conference. I'm pleased to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor for the Academic and the Research, Dr. Emmanuel, to help us close this session. Please join me to welcome Dr. Emmanuel to close it. And wherever he will be done, we will call for a closing prayer. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Very fine.
Akaryoshye ntago gahora mu itama. I think people are translating. Those who are not understanding Kinyarwanda, did you get what I'm saying? Akaryoshye ntago gahora mu itama. So we are coming to the end. We are coming to the end of our conference. Distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, who have not managed to be here, but who have been together with us in the opening of this conference. But on behalf of the entire management of INLAC and the partners that you have seen, that you have joined hands to organize and to implement this conference. Allow me to express my deepest gratitude to all who have contributed to the success of this conference. I mean, organizers, keynote speakers, researchers who have presented papers, participants, each participant who has shared knowledge, experience, and insights to make sure that whatever was supposed to be given and to be shared as a knowledge that can support us as we strengthen, as we build capacity, as we innovate, as we support the inclusiveness and the sustainability of cooperatives. We really want to thank you so much for your support and for your contribution. We are striving for building cooperative resilience. I'm repeating again, we are striving for building cooperative resilience. In our mother tongue, it's clear. We need our cooperative to grow. We have realized that a big number and a very significant statistics, we are all belongs to the cooperative. Who is not a member of cooperative? If you have account in SACCO, you are a cooperative member. If you are in Ikimina, you are a cooperative member. So togetherness, we will achieve more. So we have been here for this purpose, building cooperative resilience. Through what? Through capacity building. This is what we have been doing here. Through innovation, we have introduced some of the technology that are being used. I think you have been interested to see how you connect the computer to the soil. And then the soil shows if you want to plant beans, this is what is missing in the soil. This is what you have to add at this quantity, so that you ensure that you will get expected crops. That was technology. Not only that, we have even technology being used in managing a cooperative. You have seen that around 96%, if I'm not mistaken, that has access to what? To finance. That means what? Even if you are using mobile money, that is accessibility to finance. That is through innovation and technology. And we have been here for that. So we have explored together how capacity building, innovation, inclusiveness, and sustainability are not just a concept, are not just a theories, but practical pathways shaping the better future. So don't take this one as a notes, as a concept. No, let us shift from here, trying to be pragmatic and trying to see how what has been learned here can be translated into practical skills, so that we can shift from so that we can be resilient. To be resilient, it is to fight. So please let these concepts, capacity building, INRAC have committed to say, they didn't have mentioned it. So please, that statement is very strong. So please, let us know, call us, we are ready to come. You see, that statement is very interesting. Imagine whenever you are in need and somebody tells you, we are ready to support. So capacity building, knowledge is there, and we will support where it is possible. We have reaffirmed that innovation must be nurtured for solving real challenges in ways that are meaningful and impactful. We need something that is impactful. So we Rwandans, as we have decided to be united and work together for the sustainable development, we need to shift from theories to the practice. We need something that is impactful. Let us from here, whoever have been attending this conference, when you meet your colleagues, when you reach to the field, make an impact. Try to make an impact. We have emphasized that inclusiveness is very essential. Inclusiveness is very essential for society because we cannot grow, we cannot get development and progress if some voices are left behind. Is it possible? Do you think a family, when you say, I'm a man, and then you put aside children, your spouse aside, do you think it will work? I remember when I was doing my primary school, there is a textbook we used to use. There was a text which has a title, Chacun a son travail. Ninde wiza kokana. Chacun a son travail. Everybody with its responsibility and its role. So in this cooperative movement, inclusiveness is very important because if some voices are left unheard, we will not reach where we are supposed to reach properly and on time. And we have recognized that sustainability must remain at the heart of our efforts. We are not learning, we are not taking our time for something which is going to remain here. We are looking for something that endures for a long time. This gathering has reminded us that collaboration across borders, sectors, and disciplines is the key. If you have seen the audience you have here, we have primary cooperative members, we have cooperative leaders, we have local government leaders, we have academicians, we have NGOs, we have, you see? So that's why we are saying that this togetherness, gathering ourselves with discipline, all sectors together, that is the only one way that we will be able to achieve our sustainable development, our inclusiveness, and our innovation. Our shared commitment does not end here. This is why I want to say. Our shared commitment is not ends here. As we have had a very good experience, let us remain always the beginning. Last conference, it was the beginning. Isn't it? It has not ended there. That's why we are here again. So our shared commitment does not end here. Therefore, it brings a new as we return to our workplace and to our communities and to our institutions. Let us keep in touch. Let us keep connected. Let us keep networked so that we have had so many commitments. We were together with some of our friends, our researchers from Tanzania. Some of them were saying we are going to organize a joint conference next time so that at least 3 universities or 4 universities can organize yearly a joint conference. 1 year in Rwanda, another year in Tanzania, another one in Kenya, and so on. That's why we say our shared commitment today is not ended here. Let us carry forward our energy, our partnership, and the concrete ideas we have generated from here, so that this conference becomes a catalyst for real and lasting change. I think you get what I'm saying. Let us make sure that this conference is going to be a catalyst, is going to be an engine for moving forward and having a sustainable change. So on behalf of the organizing committee, I thank you all once again for your active participation and contribution. We really recognize the efforts made to be here, and we really recognize the efforts made by the organizing committee of this conference, but together we have made it possible. So we thank you so much, and on behalf of the organizing committee, we thank you all once again. I wish you a safe journey home, renewed inspiration, and continued success in the important work that you are doing in your respective institution. Together, let us keep building, innovating, including, and sustaining our communities, our families, our world. And we are sure that whenever people are together for good purpose, the support is granted. Once again, thank you so much. May God bless you. So, by the power that is entrusted to me by the Vice Chancellor of this university and given by all partners in organizing this conference, I declare that this conference is closed. Thank you.
Another round of applause to thank the DVC for the impactful closing remarks. So before a word of prayer, you have one communiqué. The Dean would like to have a word with delegate from Kenya and the delegate from Germany as we get out of this room. Thank you so much.
May I invite you maybe to stand up just for a word of prayer, if you can. Let's pray, God. Our dear and loving God, we thank you so much for your love, for your kindness, for your protection, for everything you do to everyone, for everything you did to these participants. Thank you so much. May your name be glorified. From the day this organizing committee started conceiving, planning for this conference, they committed this conference to you, and you established it, and now we are at the end. Once again, we thank you, Lord. You have guided, you have led those who came from far, from near. You have guided them, you have led them until we all gathered in this room. And when we started, we committed ourselves to you. We committed this conference to you, and you have been on our side. You have been inspiring. You have been blessing. It was just a tremendous experience. Once again, God, we always thank you. And as was previously mentioned, we've come to the end. We are gathered just in your name and for your people, to promote our countries, to promote our brothers and sisters, to help this world, and make sure once we are gone, we
We wanted this world to be better than we found it. May you help us. May you make these people have an impact. May you help us to be just tools in your hands so that through us, people, communities can be blessed. As we are going to depart from this place, may you guide each and every one. May you guide those ones going to neighboring countries, to Kenya, to Tanzania, to Germany, to different places. May you be with each and every one, including those local ones. Help us, bless this beautiful country that you have given us, and bless this university. We pray all this in the name of Jesus. Amen.